Alright.
So Xander's still in the background, putting cream of mushroom soup now into the spice and keeping the cats away from the cans.
I'm putting the meatloaf into the pan now. I was talking to Xander about toppings. I was thinking about topping with Parmesan cheese and how people often will use tomato sauce or ketchup for toppings on a meatloaf.
Yes, and I was saying, ew, that sounds disgusting.
Kid, that's on meatloafs all the time. People use barbecue sauce is pretty common too.
Yeah, you opened another pole top.
Alright, I don't want to waste any meat. Always sanitize all of your things that raw meat touches.
Yeah.
Do not let it cross-contaminate anything. You don't touch it and then go touch something else. What do I have that I could use this stuff? Is that ketchup?
You have
I was talking about Parmesan cheese.
You have A1.
I don't want to use A1 for that.
It's sweet, ain't it?
Yeah, I mean, it can be used.
And I'm just kind of over here picking the cats as they come close to the cans, and
Don't kick the cats.
I'm just putting my foot near them. They learn their lesson. I like put my foot near them, and then they're like, eat a foot.
Alright, so I topped a little Parmesan cheese.
No.
Anything else? Should I top it with something? Pizza sauce?
Pizza sauce!
There.
Oh, I need a can opener now.
Go to it. Move the things out of your way that are in the way.
Here's your container.
Kitchen with the many dishes.
Yes.
Pizza sauce topping.
Dad, the magnet just literally came off.
Push it back in. It does that. I'm going to water this pizza sauce down just a little bit so it spreads a little better. I'm going to need your rubber spatula.
My rubber spatula? Okay.
Right, recycle the metal.
Don't put any of that stuff. We are putting so many cans and stuff.
Yeah, well, that's going to be our rice side for the week. Don't forget, you got to drain the vegetables. Did you just pour those vegetables in there without draining them, didn't you?
No.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Drain the next one, please. You know why we drain them?
Why?
Because there's extra salt in that stuff, and I'd rather rinse the extra salt off. We don't need as much salt as they...
How do I get the magnet in there?
Let me see. Just that's good enough.
Okay.
Good. Alright, so I'm going to kind of show the meatloaf that we were talking about earlier. With the pizza sauce topping.
Now let's, where's a drainer? Aha!
Right there.
That just ran it into this thing.
Alright. I'm going to preheat the oven, so it's going to get pretty hot. Now, don't forget what we haven't added into this yet is the water for the rice. How much rice did we have?
We need 8, cups.
Of?
Water.
Which meant how much rice did we have?
4 cups.
Okay, good. Now, technically, we could probably get away with a little less because there is water in that soup stuff, but I'd rather just use the full 8 cups and have it be a little bit juicier. So I'm going to preheat the oven to 350. It's going to get hot, so you be careful what you touch around it, all right? You're going to want to set the can down. You're not going to be able to pull the tab off without setting it down. So when you're cooking things in the oven, you want to cook it for most of its time uncovered. Covered. Uncover it for its last bit to brown up. If you leave it uncovered the whole time, you're likely to scorch it before you get the insides cooked. Where is my tray? Also, when you're cooking in a casserole dish like that or a Pyrex dish, put it on a tray because you don't want the drippity drips if it boils over in the bottom of your oven. Ovens are a real pain in the butt to clean. So, meatloaf is going. Peas. Preheating.
Those peas are now done.
And we're going to cover.
Yep, all the peas are done now. Let's now move on to the green beans.
Yeah, canned green beans, by the way, I hate. These are all cans I weeded out that were just past their expiration date, so we're going to use them up into one big mess. But with the amount of other things that are in here, I won't even taste the green beans.
Okay.
A little bit of green beans ain't going to kill me, but green beans are a staple the number one canned vegetable these food banks give away. Alright, even though the oven's not preheated yet, I'm going to go ahead and put this guy in now.
Okay.
Because I'm just guessing on the time to cook it. When it's a baking dish like this, I'll usually give it a good hour covered and a half an hour uncovered.
Okay.
Depending on how done it is. Now, how do you tell if something's done in a dish like this? How would you know if it's done? You're not wrong. What were you about to say?
Toothpick, poke. In.
Toothpick is one way, or you can cut a little slice. Like if a toothpick won't go all the way in, or you can't really tell. In the case of a meatloaf, you're going to want to cut a little section into it and see if it bleeds. See if it's still pink.
Oh.
If it's mostly not pink, then you can go ahead and let it run its other half an hour. But you'll check it after that first hour. So I'm going to go ahead and set the timer for an hour. We got all of our veggie things in there.
Not yet.
Last one, and you got a can of beans too.
I do really have to have the beans in there.
Throw them in there. You'll never even know they're in there. And then we're going to throw a hair of spice into it. You want to do the spice? Or you want me to?
Me!
All right. This is one I've already used, so there isn't much to it.
Which one is it?
It's an Italian spice.
Italian.
There isn't much in it. Yep. Unless I have any more. Let's see if I got any more. I have oregano, nutmeg, and pumpkin pie spice. Let's throw the oregano in there. Oregano is another Italian spice. It goes well with it. Okay?
Okay.
And then that will be my side for the week, and we have an entire week's worth of dad meals. Or were those... all those green beans were French style, huh? Well, French style's not as bad as the whole one. You also want to rinse it too, by the way.
I do?
Yes. It's too late now. Don't worry about it. You want to rinse the salt off. Go ahead. All right.
Now I have to do the beans.
Beans and then spices.
Yeah, beans
And then we rinse out our cans and bag them up to go to
How many times
recycling.
is this thing gonna come out?
I kind of probably need a can opener. It's not supposed to come out like it does, but it'll stay in there enough to cut the can open.
Yes. And then when the can's cut, it sometimes falls off.
Which is why you want to hold
and
the
stays
can.
on the can.
You don't want it to let the can fall from that can opener because it will, that's the stuff it's going to be hard to get all that out of there. Beans tend to stick into a can, so go ahead and dump them, and then you might need this. I especially want those rinsed because I want that goo off of there.
Yeah.
Use this guy to get them all out of there. See? Beans are good for you. There's lots of protein.
We're not beating you yet.
You guys just have chewed on 4, 3, I don't know how many.
25.
By the way, kid, these bones that they chew on, when they're done, we gotta make sure they're not left on the floor.
Okay.
Because then there's rotting meat laying on my floor. Alright, yeah, rinse that goo off. And don't drip across the floor. Put a thing under it. Go ahead. See? Don't. Spices.
Yep, spices is now Italiano. Italiano?
Make sure they're all out of there. Right there. Okay, you want to make extra sure you're all out?
Yeah.
They are, but look. Give it a little tap. Toss away our trash. That'll get bagged to be recycled after I rinse it all. Start rinsing out the cans so that they don't stink up my scrap pile.
Good.
I think you missed a few beans. Don't amount of much to this world. It's all a hill of beans. I misquoted something badly. Alright, now what you need, your water.
Oh, yeah.
Get your thing.
Do this so, do I rinse it out?
Nah, don't bother. It's all going in the same pot anyways.
Yeah.
Sit it down
Oh, yeah.
till it gets to its mark. Now, how do you measure liquid in a glass or plastic? Does it less than plastic? Do you know how you measure it?
No.
Water tends to stick to the surface of what it's in. It does it more with glass, not so much with plastic, but it actually will do this little bit of a shape.
Okay.
And what you want to measure to is the bottom of what they call the meniscus.
The what?
Meniscus is the bottom of the curve of a liquid in a container.
Oh.
Because it sticks to the surface, to the edges. So it'll actually do this. So you want to measure from the bottom of the water. And you also want to have it sitting still so you can see the level.
Okay.
All right.
Wow, 4 cups.
Do your thing. Get in there.
No, I need cold water.
No, you don't. Hot water's fine.
Doesn't matter.
Set it down flat. It's all gonna get heated up anyways. Hot water's fine. Whoop, whoop, you might have a little too much. Nah, it's fine. You're fine. Go ahead. Don't spill none. Your mom told me you had to be home by a certain time. What time is it?
$6:55.
Whoop, we should be going home soon.
Yeah.
Here, mix it all up gently.
Okay.
I was joking when I told your mom 6:59. Looks like I might not have been joking.
Looks like we might not have been broken.
Yep.
This good?
Makes it really good.
Don't I have to be home by 6:59?
Yeah. Keep mixing. We're gonna get one final video and then we'll head out. People can see what's in your pot.
This is a rice pot. We just kept dumping and dumping and dumping.
Yeah, that's like maybe 2 weeks worth of rice. I hope you like rice, Sander.
I